I think it's important for PVH to recognize Black History Month now more than ever, as it allows us to kind of further visibility and representation for, I would say, for so long, the achievements of Black people have not been celebrated fairly.
I think, particularly now, to echo what Brian said, is that to celebrate the richness of who we are, to celebrate the contributions that we've made, and also to celebrate the fact that we continue to impact history and do great things here.
I second what Rose and Brian said. And also to add, sometimes I think it's really important to create a balance. Sometimes it's not, you don't want to stand out. Sometimes you just want to actually just be you and kind of just set a base level. And so everyone feels welcome and equal. I think that's quite important too, to shift the balance and let everyone feel appreciated at the table.
I've always been aware of who I am, but when there are few of you present, there is, I think, more of a weight that maybe I have felt, whether I recognized it or not at the time. There is a little bit more pressure or weight, and you want to represent yourself to the best. I've always wanted to represent myself to the best standard that I could potentially ever be. So my brother and I both were raised knowing that the world isn't always fair and just. And you can accept that and move on so you can then focus on your excellence. And it goes back, we had dinner once with Jesse Jackson uh, when I was like 12 or 13. And the one thing that I remember that he said is the best deterrent is always excellence.
It's true because yeah, people used to say that to me, be excellent. And I said, but I'm going to be excellent, period. PVH is now celebrating all the different cultures, all the different underrepresented groups, and actually celebrating it, but not just celebrating because we had an event, but recognizing the achievements, recognizing the difference. And
Yeah, and I think it's important what you said, and I think it's a matter of respecting other cultures in return. Allowing everyone to just feel relaxed and kind of just be them. And I also think, to your point, I don't think it's. I think if anything, it just adds more texture and more richness to everything that exists already. I mean, culture. The word itself means different backgrounds, different point of views that can only make anything more interesting and more diverse, in my opinion. I myself am, I'm from Jamaican parentage, but born in the UK. Culturally, I have like two kind of backgrounds that kind of clash in a way, but not clash, maybe enhance each other because clash is not a good thing. They rub against one another. I can pull references from both of them, and I think that's interesting as well to have the kind of the texture of those two things kind of in confliction with each other.
that's the richness, and it brings enjoyment, and it breaks down the walls. And I think that's what it does when we celebrate our cultures. When you find that thing in common, anything that might have made you feel a little bit wary because I don't know, and who are you and what's happening, now that you find that thing in common, it breaks down the walls when you do that, because we're all the same. We're all the same.
I agree. It's funny. I had a conversation with someone. It was mid a photo shoot, and someone looked at me and they was like, "We're getting more colourful, aren't we?" And they looked around the room, and it was true. Like there was such a in the last year, I think it's changed a lot. Like there's a lot more cultures represented in our teams, more my immediate team for sure, and it does, and it crazily does bring a different point of view. And I think it's really I see the improvement. Not the improvement. I see the advantage of it as well.
It's great. I will say that what I have been here for a while, and I would share that it's great that we are having these conversations because I'm not about going to the past. I always like to move forward. Um, but these are new times, I think, for us to even have a round table to talk about this and to celebrate our richness and to be more inclusive, and that makes me proud. And that also makes me feel great that it, we are moving forward, I think, as a company in a direction that the change feels good. And so I'm happy to lean in and have the dialogue here today.
3, 2, 1.